first of all, Rishikesh bhai, welcome to the Apex YouTube channel. And thanks a lot for being here. The viewers don't know, but we are actually redoing this because we lost the entire recorded file. So thank you so much for giving us again another hour or so on your weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you, Karthik. I'm glad to be here. And thank you for giving me this time. You gave me some time to probably speak. Yeah.
Now, I do know that, of course, you are an established trader. You have been a market participant for a considerable amount of time, and a certain amount or the most viewers would also be aware that Rishikesh Bhai is the one who sends those big commodity MDMs, six-digit figures, and those. Now, before coming to your trades and before talking about your methodology of trading, what
Right.
brought you into this field, the trading area as general?
Basically, I was not aware of trading or probably equity markets. It's strange, but it's true. Till 2015, one of my bank managers had, fixed an appointment with me because he wanted to discuss some investment opportunities. And they wanted to manage my portfolio, as in he wanted to invest on behalf of me, and he had set a guaranteed return of 40% a year. And I was a little surprised because without any other paperwork and all, what is he trying to imply? So we met and he gave me a few details that blue chips aise rehta hai, mid cap aise rehta hai. I was like, okay, so I heard everything. I made some pointers, and then I met a friend of mine whom I had heard speaking about the markets. So I met him. I told him that is this true? Is it possible? He's like, yeah, very much possible. Markets can make money. I mean, and he used to go on trips after every 3 months. Planned on the only cash trading. He used to just
Okay.
trade equities. Now that I know the difference between all segments. So he introduced to me a person who taught me, basic fundamentals about how to select stocks and how to trade in cash equity. And he had clearly asked me to stay away from the derivative market. And then, from what I remember, then for a year or 2 years, I think I was trading in the equity market. It did give handsome returns even in cash tradings. Okay, but then again, I met a friend of mine who mentioned that there's something called derivatives. So for that, I directly jumped into derivatives without even learning anything. That is absolutely the wrong way to go about it.
Yeah.
And I got burned not once, quite a lot, for a year for me to understand, how this works, the expiry thing, when to trade, when to not trade, etc., etc., etc. And since that time, I had mentioned that if I am losing money, somebody is gaining.
Yeah.
So my temperament was I need to be on that side of the table, not this side of the table where I'm losing money in the market. So that just encouraged me to probably go more deeper into the study and understand where am I going wrong.
All right. Now, after all of that, after burning your hands a couple of times and learning where you went wrong, at this
Right.
point, would you, of course, classify yourself based on your judgment as a net profitable trader?
Yes, yes. For the first year, absolutely no. I did burn my account at least twice, and luckily I was not trading with a very big amount, so I'm happy with that. But since 2019, I would call myself a
As a net
profitable trader.
profitable trader.
Yes, 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 yes.
All right. Now, to reach that milestone of being a net profitable trader, because that is such a a goal that people have set for themselves to be net profitable.
Right.
What do you think is the most important thing? Is it the analysis part, or the psychological part, or simply the patience to try and try again?
It's a combination of all the points, and basically, for me, the major part is the money management and the psychological part. Strategy, it depends on what you're comfortable with. There are so many strategies available in the open internet market,
Yeah.
so you can probably choose any that suits you, your style, and then probably you can go on. But I would probably mention this also that people have a misconception that equity, just trading in cash, they do not get enough profits, but it's wrong. Giving
Correct.
enough patience and probably not to worry about expiry, which is a major thing. And if the money management is at the best, I think people can make an
You
equity
can make
market.
ample money in equity as well. That's not
Yes,
really an issue.
yes. Eventually, probably I will be shifting to that also. Once my capital, gets a little more bigger, then yes.
All right. Now, coming to your own trading style, your own judgment, would you say that
Right.
you are the aggressive kind of trader who takes impulsive positions, but calculated one, but still a live market analysis, or the conservative one who double checks everything and then jumps in slowly?
Definitely a conservative one because double checking everything just gives me an assurance where I don't have to keep looking at my phone that where the price has gone, is my position in loss, in profits, what is it in? Should I book now? So double checking, I would go for the conservative one, of course.
And I think that also works out in your favor because you are not necessarily, a trader that's limited by the market hours since you are carrying your positions.
Absolutely, because it that's what the homework does. You need to probably understand what your positions are. The simple question of if you ask why have you taken that position, that will answer all the questions.
Right.
So yeah, and why to hold on to it, that also needs an answer. So if you have answers for both, then definitely not news based, not praying to God that five trades have gone in loss and let me get in
Right.
profit at least once.
Yeah, yeah.
So not that kind of trade, not those trades. This is you have to be sure about your position and position sizing, of course, and holding on to it is much more better. Yeah,
Now, as a conservative trader, and especially as a conservative, positional trader, what
right.
is the growth rate that you have in mind? The ideal growth rate that is repeatable on either a monthly basis or quarterly basis, any which way you prefer tracking your performance.
Uh, I uh, I usually check monthly, but monthly I target around say 15 to 20% because it's for me a realistic figure where once I'm there, then I don't take any kind of I go a little conservative on position sizing also. So in the first 2 weeks, probably I have gained 20%. For the next 2 weeks, I would rather go for very small trades with small quantities just to understand if my trades were right or wrong, if my analysis were correct or no. Though everything would have been right, I would still be satisfied with whatever gains might get by the end of the month. So, and for analyzing my PNL, I would always give it a quarterly view because the average of 3 months will actually or 6 months rather, so
Yeah.
3 months, 6 months, it will give you a better idea how consistent you are, where you are standing in your, I mean, are you in green, are you in red? If in red, what went wrong? Are you trading a lot? What is wrong with your style? Then probably too many questions will be raised, like is your strategy correct? Are you doing proper money management? Are you selecting the proper scripts, etc., etc.? So I would look at it like that.
All right. Now, when I talk about your trades, your personal trades, so
Right,
most of them are in the options, segment, where
right,
option is something that's regarded as one of the most difficult instrument to trade upon, or one of the most complex things to trade upon.
right.
But I don't know how you managed to do it. You have made it unrealistically simple. You don't look at the mythical option chain or the open interest or anything as such. So what is
Right.
the a structure based approach or a rule based approach that you have, or something that you follow while trading your options?
Right. The most important thing is you should first know about your own scripts if they are liquid in options. And secondly, I mean, for example, if you go for, say, suppose Indigo. So there's a spread of Indigo which is 2 rupees itself in the option price.
Right.
So if you have bought a call for 20, the seller will be at 22 at the next
Right.
moment, and the buyer will be at 18
Right.
later on if the price starts dropping. So unnecessarily, probably you will start losing more when the spread is bad.
Right.
So you have to check which scripts are liquid. For me, you know it very well. It's Reliance, TCS, and State Bank of India, where probably the options are super liquid.
Right.
And when it comes to options, you have to make sure that your every Friday you book your profits at whatever price they are. If not in profits, that is also perfectly fine. But every Friday, because you tend to ignore the weekend news, and uh, you're just on the safer side where you're just having a good weekend, and
Yeah.
you can always take the same position on Monday if it's in your favor. And firstly, as we know that there are 4 weeks. In the first week, I would always go for OTM, not far OTM, but OTM, say around 3 to 4 strike prices away from the spot price. And 4 is also safer. Yeah. And as long as you're carrying it, not intraday. Intraday, you cannot trade at such a fast strike price.
Right.
And the second week, I would go for a ATM price. And the third week, again, how the stock has moved, how the script has performed. And I don't trade in the last week, so it's just 3 weeks for me. The last week will be a complete break and understand where the market is heading.
All right. Now, do you have a maximum viable holding period or as such for your option trades? Like, for example, you have taken something in the first week. So, do you
Right.
have a time frame? Yeah, I'm comfortable carrying it for so and so number of days or a week or so.
Yes, I do get comfortable and I keep watching them as I mean recently the VIX was quite high. So
Yeah.
right now it has come very much under control. So now is the time where I don't have to look into it, that is VIX probably, how is VIX performing? That used to be my first thing in the watch list in the past 4 months. But right now it is below 20, and I'm sure that
It's
people
going to
will
cool
be.
down further, in fact, soon. If
Sorry?
nothing, it's going to cool down further. If there's no news or something like that again, it might cool down
Right.
further.
No, we are just hoping that there won't be any news, but there are US elections coming up, so
Yes.
we have to be geared for all the global events also. And since last time I knew how it went, this time I'm quite prepared to understand and to stay away from it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Now, when we talk about your approach to the reason behind your entries, not the
right.
strike selection, but the reason behind your entries, the entry trigger generator. So, what do you focus more on, the price action, the indicators, or the option chain? I mean, you don't look at the option chain at all, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I don't look at the option chain. That's
Okay.
true.
So
Yeah.
so we have two options, the price action and the indicator part. Do you recommend following either one or a balanced mix of both?
A balanced mix of both, because every time, say, not everyone would be trading from if they have a screen in front of them. Some people might trade from the cell phone, which is very difficult for you to probably analyze
Yeah.
what is going on in the live market. I usually prefer combination of both, and doing the right kind of homework on the weekends will help you take your positions for the coming week. So that is how I prepare myself for the coming week. So for the coming week, if I have probably 10 scripts, I have very limited scripts on my watch list, which helps me to understand those scripts more better. When you do one thing again and again and again, you start getting better at it. So something like that I would call. And when it uh, see, I'm sorry, what was the question again? I got mixed up with the scripts and I
Well,
went somewhere else.
what I said. I just asked, what do you recommend
Yeah,
a
the
healthy mix
indicators,
of both?
indicators. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what you do is you make a combination of trend lines and indicators. So for a position, I usually go for 1 hour time frame. But the trend lines that I mark is usually on a higher time frame also, and I keep saving those charts to understand in the
Like
future
a
if.
higher time frame, you mean hourly kb upper, daily or something like that?
Yes, yes. Daily, weekly, monthly, I mark all those trend lines. So it helps to understand if there's a very strong support or strong resistance anywhere. Okay,
Weekly and
so
monthly also.
yes, weekly and monthly also, because it helps. See, if a stock is pretty much beaten down, and if you have already marked those support levels, you know that अच्छा इसके नीचे नहीं जा सकता है, इसके नीचे गया तो वो heavy short जाएगा. I mean, it will break down even more. But if
Yeah.
it starts consolidating over there, then that script should be on your watch list for it to come for a long trade very soon. So you have to wait. That is not the right time. When it touches the trend line, that is not the right time to go. When it, of course, on the weekly and monthly time frame I'm talking about, that is the time you should keep a watch. And when daily time frame is saying that, अभी ये इधर से ऊपर जा सकता है, then you go to your hourly time frame and check if the trade is in your favor, and you can probably take that trade. And if the spot price right that time of say Reliance was somewhere between, I mean the swing low on daily was 875, if I correctly remember. Okay. Now if it was reversing from that point, you just go around say 4 to 5 strike prices ahead of it, and take your position and hold on to it, because after a stock is beaten down so much, it tends to even reverse. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about very selected scripts which I observe, say heavyweights, only heavyweights I would recommend, because those are the ones
Large
which
cap
drive
chips.
Nifty. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So that is how it.
So you are, apart from using multiple concepts, you are also using multiple time frames for the
Right,
analysis of the same trade.
right, right,
Now, is
right.
this concept valid across all the segments, or is this just for equities and different for commodities or currencies?
For commodity and currency, it's always different, because the trading time, I mean, the market time for those segments are completely, I mean, way more than the
The
our trading
equity,
markets.
yeah.
Yeah, equity markets. So the time frame changes. You can even trade on 4 hours for commodities. You can, on a 4 hour chart. For currency, now people who are scared of carrying currency overnight, which
Yeah.
is a very difficult thing to, because you don't know what US markets are going to do. You don't know what European markets are going to do after our markets close down. So usually people tend to trade daily, I mean, intraday in
Yeah.
currency. But I actually like to hold on to my positions when I'm trading currency also. And when it comes to equity, I would add some indicators where RSI and MACD will help in in the hourly time frame. I've explained this to a few TTL members also who had approached me that how do you probably take positions, and that is how I take position in an hourly time frame. I check. So suppose the MACD is in a negative zone, going in the positive zone. So that is the crossover that you need to look for, and the price, and the RSI should be above 60.
Right.
So the RSI that I use is 60/40. So once the RSI is above 60, I mean, there might be a chance. I'm not saying this is a foolproof strategy,
Yeah.
but
It's just a
your
gain momentum that's coming in on the upside. Yeah.
yes, and that supports your price action theory also. Once the price starts moving up and the RSI and the MACD is supporting it, it's safe to say that you can probably go long, and then you can shift your stop loss to either RSI 40 or RSI 60, depending where your trade is going, or the current market price. If you've gone from the spot price, you can keep a level that okay, this should be my stop loss. As options decay sometimes, as the expiry comes near, you have to decide what your exit is, because option decay is very fast when in the third week, in the
Yeah.
fourth week. So you have to be very careful in your positions at that moment. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
with
is how.
so many dynamics to follow about options, but still somehow you are always on the green side. Uh, when we talk about these different setups for your equity, commodities, and currencies, and since you're trading in all three segments, is it
Right.
actually easy to handle three different trade setups or three different chart setups? In a same day or something like that.
Yeah, it took me a while to probably get there, but I would say because currency and commodity has been a year, but I am very comfortable with currency and commodity more than equity, if you ask me right now. So not because the trade, the market times are more. It is more because the somehow I feel that they follow more technicals is what is my opinion. I could be wrong also, because I'm not an expert on this. But how much ever time I took for equity, I took probably lesser time to settle down in commodities and currency. But this might also be because it I
You
took
already had a
quite some.
base to work upon. I guess since you were
Yes,
comfortable on equity, you already
right.
had a base to build upon. So you were not
Right.
starting fresh, like you had in equity, I guess.
Right, right. I know. I absolutely agree with that, and that could be the case. But with currency and commodity, one has to be extremely careful, as it is global events and not what is happening in India. So that one has to probably keep a note of.
Now, within options itself, for example, you said illiquid equities may the spread is not healthy, so the
Right,
exit becomes slightly fishy. But
right,
when we talk about commodities, so commodities where the option chain as it is, I mean I have not traded option commodities, but from what I am aware of or I have heard, I have seen people say कि commodities में option उतना liquid नहीं है equity जितना. So
Right.
how do you deal with that if you are trading options there as well?
I would suggest to probably if one is I avoid crude oil options because it moves in a certain range and it has not. I mean, it does give a good trade sometimes, but it exactly that is not my part. When it is sometimes, I usually avoid these kind of scripts where I don't want to trade sometimes in those. So I want to be a regular player in that specific script. So I prefer gold and silver both, and natural gas also sometimes. But when it comes to gold options, the spread is quite bad. The exit can be very difficult.
Yeah.
But if one can observe, just observe a specific strike price and how it runs for a good 6 months, trust me, 6 months, not anything, one, no one has to trade before 6 months before observation.
Right.
And right now it has become more volatile since it has crossed 40,000 and it has
Yeah.
reached 55,000 right now. Talking about gold, very volatile. So one has to be very careful in their position. I myself didn't take a trade for quite some time. So once it is in the range, then it is more easier because you know the range. So when you know the
Correct.
range, then you can take the help of your trend lines and your setup, and then probably take a trade. So for now, I'm just observing that what is the range that it is moving in, because every month in the past 4 months it has made a new level where it
Yeah.
was
I think
difficult
it
to
is making
analyze.
all-time highs, if I'm not wrong, again and again.
Yes, yes. It has touched 57,000 and it has come down. So I'll have to wait to understand what is the bottom side for now and what is the top side for now. So
All
that's it.
right.
Yeah.
So the strike price selection, as you said, observe a strike price before starting out,
Right.
how it moves. Now,
Right.
what strike price for commodities specifically? How far out of the money or how at the money would you recommend, or even in the money,
Commodities.
if you say?
No, in the money, it is very expensive because for gold and right now the current market price of gold is somewhere around 51,200 or 51,000, 52,000. I'm sorry, near by that. So if I'm going long right now, I would choose. This is the, I think, th fourth week that we'll be entering into.
Yeah.
This time I'll choose a 53,000 call. Okay.
Okay.
So just to, I mean, there are many options, but I usually choose a gap between 500s. I mean, 52,500, 53,000, 53,500. So I choose
Okay.
those kind of strike prices. But it's very difficult because the spread is quite bad. It is at least of 25 points, 50 points. It depends
Okay.
really.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
That's quite a lot. So one has to be very careful and very observant, and you cannot go heavy. You have to trade with one lot or two lots. And trust me, once the if the price say supposedly goes down by 100 or goes up by 100, your profits will be seen by minus 10,000 or plus
Yeah.
10,000. So that if one is with a weak heart, I would ask them to avoid commodity
Commodity options
options.
completely.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So, as somebody who wants to start out, I mean, not me, but somebody who wants to start out fresh on the options side of things.
Right.
So, you'd suggest starting with equities first and observing everything else on the sidelines.
Yeah, for options, equities, they have to add it to the watch list, and according to the spot price, how spot price is moving, they need to observe it for a while. Say around 3 months, they can keep observing how it works. Then in the fourth month, they can try it out with one lot if they are profitable, if you are making, and if they are not, what went wrong.
Right.
And when you're trading in options, you have to make sure that India VIX should be in the watch list right on the top. So you have to keep watching where VIX is and accordingly you have to trade. There's no use if the VIX is around 80 and you're trading at the ATM price. It doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
as even you very well know that I didn't trade for the whole time where till it
Yes.
came down to 30. So I didn't enter options at all till that time. I know the market gave a lot of entries and exits, but I preferred to stay out of it.
Now, that is about the strike prices. But when we talk
Right,
about performing your analysis for trading options, there's this
right,
other, camp of traders who go with the option Greeks and everything. So
right,
I know that you don't follow those things, the delta, theta, that's none of your concern, or you don't look
right,
at that. But
right.
do you think that the charts are, sufficient? If your reasoning is correct, then you don't need to worry about tracking those Greeks. Is that
Uh,
something you would agree to?
See, as I've been trading in options since start. I don't look into Greeks, and it doesn't make me very comfortable because more the reasons are there to not to take the trade. I stay away from this kind of data, say option chains, say
Yeah.
anything, because the charts will actually tell you where the price is going. So believe in your analysis and go for the option price where which you are comfortable with. So just because I have mentioned ATM, you don't have to go for ATM. You can go for ITM also. Your according to whoever is comfortable with what strike price, one has to decide. But FAR OTM, according to me, is a waste of premium.
Right.
So rather, yeah, ATM is fine. OTM is also fine, but not FAR OTM, not FAR OTM at all. Okay, so when it comes to Greeks confuse me, and hence I tend to. It's not that I do not know about Greeks. I know about Greeks, but I want to stay away from it because if I would have considered all of those factors, पैसा ही नहीं बनता था अभी
Correct.
तक.
Too much of analysis also leads to paralysis, right? You won't be
Right,
able to take positions. Now,
absolutely.
as an option buyer, or rather, I'd like to say one of the only option buyers who does that positionally and still makes a lot of money. Now, the
Right,
thing with options is there's this decay that comes in. So when we talk about intraday, that's not that much of a concern. But when we talk about carrying them or
right,
holding on to them, then
right,
the time decay, apart from that affecting your MDM, that is also going to affect your mindset, your psychology. So
right.
how do you deal with that? How do you keep a balanced psychology?
Basically, once I'm into the trade, as I mentioned that, anything can happen in the market during the live markets are going on. And if the trade is going against your analysis, you better place a very good stop loss. A good loss is better than a, bad loss or very, burning out capital. So you have to always keep a stop loss no matter what. And you do have to calculate that if the price again comes back to the, say, Reliance is trading at 2000. It goes to 2030 and again it is started to come to 2000. But when you bought the call when the price was at 2000, it was say around 20 and it goes to 27. But when the price is back to 2000 for Reliance, the call might end up going to 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what tends to happen, and people don't realize that. In that case, you have to observe, and you have to just keep it in front of you that okay, fine, I'll keep a stop loss when the strike price, when the price has gone below 2000, I'll exit the trade no matter what.
Right.
So that has to be done. And for psychological this thing, once you take a trade, just relax because there's a reason that you have taken a trade. So you have to relax because if you're not relaxed after taking that trade, that means you have not done your analysis correctly. You're
Right.
panicking. Okay, so that is probably a fear that अरे stop loss hit हो जाता है तो. But stop loss is meant for you, to protect your capital, to protect your trade. Okay, that is what is the difference between just carrying an unnecessary position and probably just trailing it, whichever. So yeah, psychological part. One has to once taken in position, किसका कोई हॉबी रहता है वो फॉलो करो, क्राफ्ट्स
Do
बनाओ बैठे
anything except
टेबल पे.
looking at the MTM continuously,
Yes,
basically.
yes, yes. You cannot look at the MTM because that will, then what can happen? On the other side also this can happen that the trade is going in your favor. This has happened with me quite a lot. The trade is going in your favor and you are like, अच्छा अभी 25,000 आ रहा है, I'll book profits. And then you see your same trade is going to 75,000 1 lakh and you don't realize that you should have just trailed your position rather than exiting it. So this is something that one has to work and it takes a little time to get there. But yeah, once you get there, you will enjoy trading and not get stressed out about it.
Now, when we talk about analyzing your own performance or understanding your system, so
Right,
while doing that, there are two things that you can focus on. It's either the hit rate of your system or the accuracy, or
right,
the lucrative RR that you get on all of your trades. So,
right,
which one of these has the higher priority? I mean, for me, I like consistency. So, if I'm sacrificing on my RR instead of 1:2, I'm getting 1:1, 1:1.5, but it's giving me a 10-15% bump on accuracy. So, I am
right.
fine with that. What is your outlook when it comes to accuracy and risk reward management?
Uh, I would rather go for a consistent I think RR, I will go for RR. Okay, because once you are, I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again? Let me understand your question correctly.
Now, when you are analyzing your own performance, you have
Right,
two things that you can improve upon. First of
right,
all, it's the hit rate of your system or the accuracy. The
right,
second thing that you can observe is the RR, the average risk reward that you get on every trade. Now, as an
right,
intraday trader, I cannot focus much on RR because I have a very limited holding period. So,
right,
because of
right,
that, I like to focus on my accuracy. If
right.
I have to sacrifice, instead of 1:2, I am getting 1:1, but 70% accuracy. For me,
Right.
that is better than 60% with 1:2 because
Okay,
of the
okay,
short
okay.
holding period. Now,
Right, right,
since
right. Now
you
I
are
got you.
carrying it, you can make the
Yeah,
maximum of the market moves. So,
right.
which one of these has the higher priority to you?
For me, always a risk ratio because that is the one which will give you a multiple return. And say it compared to an intraday trader or positional trader has that kind of, I mean, intraday traders have different kind of leverages, you know.
Yeah,
They can make probably 1%, 2% every day.
yeah,
But when in positional and when you're on the right side, there is a chance that you might, for 3 days, the price is not moving anywhere, but on the fourth day itself, it has gone to 5%,
yeah,
and you have gained. And in options, once the actual spot price moves by 5%, in options, everybody knows what is the percentage that
yeah.
how they move. Yeah, so I would rather go for risk ratio rather than the
The higher
accuracy.
hit rate. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Well, two completely different outlooks. One from the intraday person and one from the
right,
swing
right,
person.
right,
Now,
right,
when you talk about the concepts that you use to, have triggers on your trades,
right,
as you said, you like to use RSI, MACD, and trend lines and levels on an hourly chart for equities. That is your
right,
go-to system. Now,
right.
do you have any specific set of concepts or specific set of books to recommend to people who are starting out or are simply looking for new things to add?
Okay. First of all, I don't read books, but I there are a few favorites. I would only recommend the one which I like the most. That is Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Okay, this is more related to psychology.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not otherwise. About see about books on strategies or indicators. There are ample of them available on the internet, and one can just go and read. Just start, and it will lead somewhere. Okay, it's
Right.
better than not having knowledge. But my suggestion or my opinion over this would be, when you're reading or when you're, say, one says that I'm paper trading. So paper trading for me doesn't make sense. Okay, for me, you can trade with one equity share, but get into the system. You understand if that one equity share you're closing into profits or loss, because that is going to teach you a lot more than probably paper trading. And when you are actually buying or selling, or shorting or going long over one share also, do not take it lightly just because it was one share. There has to
Correct.
be a reason why you bought it or you shorted it, and you booked profit or you booked loss. That will teach you a lot. Experience teaches you a lot rather than anything else, is what my opinion is.
But even the participation on such a small scale, it has to be done with a certain level of maturity. You don't need to play
Absolutely.
around. You need to keep that serious outlook on that.
Right, right. People who like to play video games should play video games and not in the market. Not buy sell नहीं करना है, अरे ये buy बोल रहा है वो buy बोल रहा है, news channel नहीं
Right.
देखना है. All of this will just lead to burning out an account, if not in one day, in 1 month. So if the account is burned down, then one should always think about it, that why did you start in the first place? If you have a good reason to start, then you should have a better reason why to quit. So
Yeah.
if you are
Correct.
not making profit for a consistent, say, amount of 1 year or 2 years, I think it's time for you to analyze what exactly went wrong. Why are you not learning? Are you trading on tips? Are you trading on somebody else's analysis? What is going wrong? So 1 or 2 years I'm talking about a lot. I would give myself 6 months. 6 months में नहीं होता है तो समझना है कि next phase of learning चालू करना है, तब तक trade नहीं करना है. As I mentioned, 1 or 2 shares say keep practicing so that you are not out of the game. You know what is happening with Nifty. You know what is happening with the Indian markets. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is how.
But this acceptance of that you might be wrong on your analysis or on your execution side of things. That
Right.
acceptance is something that's quite difficult to build up, because most of the people, if they have a couple of red trades or a drawdown period going on their system, the
Right.
first thing that comes to their mind is या तो system में fault है, so they go around Google top 10 systems to trade, or the second thing is
Sorry.
the market is being faulty, tipster ढूंढो कुछ करो. But
Right.
I haven't really found people who are sticking to their system or are actually working upon self improvement.
Right. Right.
So do you
Right.
have
See,
some things to help that out?
of course, of course, of course. See, as I myself have gone through that, but I've never looked out for more strategies for the same time frame. Okay. So what I right now, if you remember, just 2 weeks ago or something like that, I was asking you about
Yeah.
Bollinger Bands, you know. But then I was working on a very different time frame for, you won't believe it, but cash trading. So I was looking for something in cash trading where I was wanted to try something, and I just wanted to see if something else is working along with that. Is it supporting it with all the indicators? Is that giving the same, kind of returns? Now, first of all, when anybody is probably making a loss, say around 5 straight trades they have gone into loss, usually the mind games start playing that अरे
Yeah.
नई strategy की जरूरत है, ये तो चल नहीं रही है. But one needs to understand that before those 5 trades went into loss, were they according to the discipline, according to the rule book? Did the person follow the rule book according, I mean, according to the setup? Okay, were the rules followed perfectly? And if yes, then probably one has to understand that okay, there might have been something wrong with the markets at that moment. Because before that, if they were following the same system and they made money, so the system did make money, right?
Yeah.
So they cannot say just because of 1 or 2 trades that this has happened. But in case after 5 trades also, if it's going in loss, then probably it's okay to have an additional thing, additional view or review on the same strategy. But jumping on one strategy to other will just lead to more losses. There is no strategy in the market which says that this is 100% foolproof.
Yeah.
Because if
There's
that
no
would
holy
have been
grail
the
system
case,
as such.
yeah, there would have been many riches around. Then it doesn't make sense. Yeah. So
Now,
it's a whole psychological game, according to me.
right. So you would prioritize, the psychological side of things and the money management side of things over
Yes.
the, actual quality of your system. Because even if you have a subpar system, a mediocre trading system, if
Right.
you have, airtight money management rules, risk management rules, and you are
Right.
able to, have or develop the sense of discipline to execute as per
Right.
your plans, that system can
Right.
still make money.
Absolutely. According to me, that is how it works. And for newcomers, for people who have just started with equity, they know about derivatives, but I would always ask them to first trade in equities, See what you do with the 100 shares, no matter if
Yeah.
it's intraday, no matter if it's positional. And when it comes to money management and psychology, I think these two are stronger concepts than the strategy. Strategy, if it's in place, these two play a major role for you to have a controlled trade. So you
Yeah.
cannot, I mean, as you very well know that greed and fear are the parts which play majorly in the
Yeah.
market. Yeah, so this is where the money management and the psychological part plays a role for your trade to be successful. The strategy is of course there. That is the reason why you entered. Okay.
Yeah.
But post entering and trade, once you enter, that is through money management. Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. My capital is 1 lakh. I've entered the market from 25,000. So even if I book right now 10% loss, my loss is going to be 2,500. So if I compare 2,500 to 1 lakh capital,
That is
my loss is only
2.5%.
2.5%.
Yeah.
Okay. If that loss is 2.5%, first of all, the loss shouldn't be 2.5% over
Yeah.
that trade. But but if the loss is 2.5%, I'm very sure the next day the other person, I mean the same person has the capital loss 97,500. Now he has to be more careful in his trade, again trade with the same money management and again invest with 25,000 and say this trade goes into profit and in favor of say 5% positional. So not only he has covered the 2.5% loss, but now he has gone 2.5% ahead. So now the capital is 1,02,500. Now that is how you keep, compounding. And at the end of the month, once probably the expiry week is there, you can decide if you want to probably compound your capital, keep some at, keep the transfer back some in your account so that you are also a little satisfied that you earned something from the market, otherwise in your account
Yeah.
as a reward, and you can buy anything that you want. So, so
Right.
yeah, that is how I look at it.
Now, to all the new participants, along with all the advice that you have just thrown out, now
Right,
there's another thing that there's in the market. The market inherently, for since ages, in fact, it carries this image of being speculative in nature. I mean, of course, it is speculation at the end of the day, but there's
right,
this bad image ki satta hai, it's you cannot make money from it. But instead, now I have met a lot of people, you being one of them, who have actually made money from it consistently and are even planning to transition completely into that being a career choice. So for the new participants, or for the people who are fresh into college or just starting out, would you say
right.
that this is something that can be a potential career choice for them, provided that they are willing to put in the efforts?
Yes, I would say that. See, first of all, I mean, every youngster right now, say in college, just passed out of college, they can actually take this as a full time. I entered this very late. I got to know this about markets in 2015, so it was pretty late for me. And but then it was never too late in terms of learning and probably getting into the system and then understanding and making money. So every business, as if we uh, talk about it practically, not every business will go into profits in the first 6 months. It
Yeah.
takes a while for the business to settle down, and there are too many investments. Say tomorrow, if I have to start a new business, I'll need that kind of infrastructure, I'll need that kind of capital to run the show, I'll need manpower. But in this market, you actually don't need any of it apart from your capital,
Yeah.
and the only asset that is the only asset you have, and you have to protect it with all you can.
Correct.
Okay, when you're in the markets. And when it comes to college going, people and just passed out, they have to learn first, because unfortunately our educational system do not have any of these
Yeah, they
subjects.
don't cover any of these things. Yeah.
Yeah, and I kept thinking that okay, I have a son right now, so अरे इसको कौन सिखाएगा? School में तो नहीं सिखाएगा. Now
Yeah.
I'll have to teach him right from the start, since when he is in school, that how to be financially independent, and it is a very important topic according to me. Okay, so even for the college going people and ones who have passed out, they have to start with zero to understand, keeping all the ego aside, that अरे मेरे पास डिग्री है, मेरे पास डिप्लोमा है, वो सब साइड में रखना है. खाली
Yeah.
दिमाग रख के, if you start learning, you will understand and grasp more, of the data than any other thing. And then you be in the system to understand the system. So even if one is new, they do not have to make money overnight. It's a consistent business. So yes, again, coming back to the practical point, if we have a business, say I am having a business, I won't get rich overnight.
Yeah.
I will have to have a few orders, I have to execute them, then सामने वाला बोलेगा अच्छा ठीक है, 1 महीने के बाद पेमेंट देता हूँ.
Yeah.
इधर ऐसा है ही नहीं है. इधर
It
in
is
here
settlement
it's,
every day.
yes,
Correct.
settlement at the end of the day, you get whatever you want, and then probably but then you have to be sure about the greed. You cannot say that overnight I want to be a billionaire, millionaire, whatever.
It
Okay,
doesn't
you
work
have
that
to
way.
be consistent. Yes, abhi, uh, so I'll take my example. As you mentioned that sometimes I have posted, say, 6 figures, but then it took me time to get there also. Before that, I used to post 10,000, get 10
Yeah.
MTMs for myself. So that also made 6 figures. So
Yeah.
one has to understand that it doesn't happen overnight. You have to be sure, and you have to be consistent, and then probably enjoy. Later on, just enjoy this. That, it should be you shouldn't be stressed out by your positions. Yeah. So
So that
I would
comes with
recommend that.
experience, I guess. You need to be
Yes.
patient with it and you need to put in efforts.
Absolutely. And then you have all the free time in the world to do everything else apart from the work
Yeah.
time. And the best part is you don't even have to go anywhere. You can do
Yeah.
this sitting at home and probably just setting up your laptop and good internet. That's it.
So I guess it also gives you the freedom of a good lifestyle. I mean, you live by
Absolutely.
your rules. That's the best thing that you can have, I guess.
Yeah, and one day you decide to probably not work. That doesn't mean or not trade. That means you're going to have a holiday. You're going to enjoy it
Yeah.
even more. You're going to have that break.
Right.
Tomorrow if you decide that in your say Karthik decides that अरे बहुत कमाया ये महीने अभी एक पूरा महीना मैं यूरोप में जाके आऊंगा. So that is
Oh
something
my
that you can
God.
do. But jokes apart, see, this is the freedom that you get.
Yeah,
You can do what you
absolutely.
want. And if I decide that, okay, today is Wednesday, but I do not want to trade, I would rather go out, meet a few friends of mine, or probably go meet some relatives, etc. Whatever. So this is the freedom that I would love. And trust me, in the next 3 years, I am going to be a full-time trader
So
for sure.
that is, that is the goal that you have set for yourself. Is it in the short time that you want to transition completely into the
Completely.
markets?
Yes, yes, yes. I already have a family business, but then eventually I want to probably wrap it up and go. Right now, also I can do that, but then I want to be more sure. I want
Yeah.
to see that, okay, fine, I'm consistent for a year. I want to see for more 2 years where I am, going. And in the third year itself, I'll start making that transition where I'll start wrapping up things and probably get into full-time trading. And again, over there, all segments because I'm enjoying all segments. So,
Yeah,
yes.
you get your hands dirty every single place and you make six figures everywhere. That's what you do.
No, no, it's a lot of hard work. People think it's easy money. People say it's satta, but it's not. Trust me, you just need to know. It's you cannot call it satta. I really feel bad when people say that because in my family also,
Yeah, that is
uh,
the image, the market carries. As I said, since ages, it's been exactly that. कि
right,
हिंदी में मार्केट को वो सट्टा बाजारी बोलते हैं. That is
huh,
how it's recognized. And even I
right,
think that is not actually correct. It is a very calculative manner. If you do it right, it's basically like a money printing, machine for yourself, which you have
absolutely.
one. So it's definitely not sadda. That is something that I completely agree upon.
Right, right, right. See, one cannot get very greedy about it also, and one cannot live by the fear of it also. So you have to come somewhere in between, make peace with everything, and do it, and you will be on the right side of the market, and you won't call it sat. I wouldn't call it sat. I feel extremely bad when people keep saying that, and in my friends also. I mean, whenever when I started, like, stock market, satta khelta hai tu, and then I like, okay, fine. IPL पे betting is very legitimate, but playing,
Yeah.
I mean, trading in the stock market seems certain. Okay, like, okay, fine.
All right.
So yeah,
Well, thank you so much, Rishikesh bhai. These are all the questions that we had for you today.
right.
I really hope I get to see you again on this channel soon. Once you start posting seven-digit figures, I'll have you right back with us. And I hope it comes, within a couple of months.
A couple of years, not so soon. Right now, I'm happy with what is going on, and definitely, thank you so much, Karthik. This also gives me an overview that probably I'd started at step one, and probably if I'm at step 50 right now, when I look back, it's a wonderful journey. Yeah,
Yeah.
losses the, that
Yeah, we
probably
know we were there in the same boat.
we were there together, yeah. So ऐसे नहीं है 6 digit losses भी book किए 5 digit भी losses book किए but you have to learn from it. You cannot say that ego के ऊपर जाके बोलना है कि गलती हुआ है बॉस
Yeah.
वो सुधारना है. So that's it, and it's a wonderful journey, and I wish the very best for all the young traders and probably who is going to watch this. All the very best. Yeah.
Well, those wishes and those blessings are, I'm pretty sure they'll be very appreciated and they are much needed too.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind the nature of the markets, they are much needed. Now,
Yeah, and wait, before I forget, for all the TTL members, I would like to say that you don't have to worry because Karthik, Ajay, and Saransh, all three players are there in the group. So कोई doubt रहता है तो उनको पूछ लेना. I'm very sure. I mean, these polite gentlemen will probably explain through everything, and that is how we knew each other, if I'm
yeah,
not wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I
yes.
guess it was 2018 or something like that. 2018 end or the second half, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes, yes. 18 end. I had just started, doing better. I
Yeah,
had just
yeah,
started
yeah.
posting green, and then I had joined this group through a friend of mine, and I had posted something, and you were the right person to. I mean, you immediately sent a message and explained me why, what is the explanation for the trade which I was into and why it went wrong or right went correct. I don't remember exactly. I think it was a right trade. I had shorted something, and you mentioned that, yeah. And did you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this? And like, yes. And then I asked you about option selling also, and you gave the right
Yes,
kind of
I remember now.
explanation. Yeah, so TTL के भाई लोग ऐसे मत सोचना कि age matters. Your age does not matter. You're probably you have to just be free to
Yeah.
understand and ego side में रख के पूछ लो. All the youngsters will answer. Yeah.
All right.
So great,
Thank you.
great.
Thank you so much, Rishikesh bhai, for spending almost 3 hours of your weekend with us, a week and night as well
Right.
as the weekend morning because we had to do the redo.
No
And I'm
problem, no
sorry
problem.
for taking up so much time, but we got a lot of valuable insight from you today. Thank you for all that you have provided.
Thank you so much, Karthik. All the very best. Yes?
All right.
Okay.
Take care then.
Yeah,
I hope to see you again very soon. Have a
definitely.
wonderful, wonderful weekend. Once again, thank you so much. Goodbye.
Chalo, bye bye, bye bye. See you. Bye.